Amazon Prime Day is coming up. So today I am covering my top 10 things you totally need in your cart. These 10 suggestions are things that I own, I love, and would totally purchase again. So let's start off with this first item that I think is a complete genius tool. And for us ladies with certain fashion issues that we have going on once in a while, this is amazing. It is called the micro stitch. And this was shown to me by my sister-in-law. And when I saw this, I'm like, that totally makes sense for my channel. So what this little tool helps with is when you have situations, let's say, where you have maybe a wrap top that's coming a little bit too low for your liking, or maybe you're wearing a tank top and the straps keep sliding and showing your bra strap. What do we do about it? Normally, we think about maybe getting a safety pin or something like that to kind of pin it in place. Well, not anymore, because with this tool, it is a quick little way to put a stitch in those little areas where you're having a little issue with your clothing item, and it keeps it in place. How cool is that, right? This is so simple to use. It's got a little trigger here, a needle right on the front here. It comes with the threads in black and in white. You thread it down in here, and you are ready to go to put a simple stitch, which is gonna take care of the problem. Genius. This is definitely something I would keep at home to have on hand, or even taking on a trip. Something happens, you lose a button or whatever, you've got this little tool with you that will do the trick in a pinch. Now you're probably wondering the same things that I did. Is it gonna ruin your clothes? Are you gonna see the stitch, like it's gonna stand out a lot? I put a stitch right in my shirt, right here. And I know it's a little further away and you're not gonna be able to see it very much, but that's the point. You can hardly even see this thing, and the hole is so small, it's not gonna rip your clothing or leave a hole in it. The next item you're gonna need in your cart, I'm telling you, you're gonna want this, is another sister-in-law suggestion. It is this garlic twist. Now, I have used my Pampered Chef garlic press for years now, and I've loved it. That's my favorite tool to mince garlic like that in the kitchen. The problem with that is once you're done, it's got all those little tiny holes in it that get clogged with extra garlic that's sticking to it. And then you gotta go find the tool to dig it out, or you gotta get a toothpick to poke all of it out to clean it. Not anymore, my friends. This thing is really cool. So what you do, it comes apart, you put your garlic in the bottom. It has to be peeled. And then you put the top back on, you give it a little twist, and it minces your garlic for you without having anything to worry about to clean up afterwards. Now, if anything gets stuck in those little teeth there at the bottom, you just put a little bit of water in there, swish it around real good, and pour it into your pan, and it cleans it up. This is another genius tool that's gonna make your life in the kitchen so much easier when you're cooking with garlic. By the way, all the links for everything I'm going to be talking about today are going to be down in the description box, and I'm going to try to remember to pin them in the comment section so that it makes it easier for you to find them there as well. Item number 3 is this warming mat that you never knew you needed until I'm going to show it to you. Do you guys remember back in the day, probably when we were all younger, and you'd get together and have family dinners, and your grandma, great-grandma used to have those warming trays that people could bring their dishes over and set on those trays until dinner, and it kept all the dishes warm when you didn't have enough oven space to put everybody's stuff in there. Those were great, and in fact, I don't even see them around as much anymore unless I find them at a garage sale. But this little tool, my friends, this is like the modern day version of that, but even better. What I really like about this is that it rolls up, it's easier to store. You can store it rolled or you can store it flat. You can roll it out onto your countertop. It has 3 different heating settings so that you can kind of pick which level of warmth you want. It's all digital, and there is enough room there to really put between 4 and 6 things laid out onto that mat. Now here is another little trick. If you are at all into making things that are coated with chocolate, like chocolate covered pretzels or chocolate covered strawberries, where you have to melt chocolate, forget putting it on the stove and using a double broiler, forget putting it in your microwave and having the possibility of that chocolate seizing up on you. Take it from someone who has worked with chocolate for many, many years. I used to use my old-fashioned warming tray. And I would take a glass bowl, put my chocolate in there, and the warming tray helps to not only melt the chocolate, but keeps it melted in that same consistency for hours. This kind of thing is gonna do the same thing for you. It's gonna make your life so much easier when you're doing a project like that, especially around the holidays when you might be making cookies that are drizzled with chocolate or something like that. Totally a winner to have in your kitchen. Right, the next item is another one of those things you don't know you need until you get your hands on it. This little thing right here, my friends. So if you're anything like me, I love having some kind of like gadget that as I'm working, I have something in my hands that I'm, playing around with. Or when I'm watching TV, something like this is perfect. It is a squishy cube. The thing about this, compared to a lot of other things like this I've had in the past, the consistency of it is, I don't know what it is. I love it. When you squish this, it's not too watery on the inside. It feels more like goop, like some kind of slime going on in there. I don't know. But this has got an amazing feel. So if you're someone who does like to have something just kind of, to play with while you're sitting in a class, you're sitting watching TV, you're talking on the phone, whatever it is, this you gotta try. Once you feel this, you are going to need one. And let me tell you something. You cannot trust all the different choices on Amazon. I bought this separately, and I will put the exact link for it down below because there are some versions of this that they're selling on Amazon that do not feel the same at all. My daughter ordered one. It was a 3-pack. They weren't the same. So you have to make sure you get this one to know what I'm talking about. Now, this is something that is really good for everyone, adults, kids. So if you want to get them something like this, they will love it. The next thing to have in your cart, my friends, and I have a lot of experience with this one, is a water flosser. Now, this is a travel water flosser, which I actually like better than the ones that stand that go on your counter because those are big, they're bulky to pack when you go on a trip. And because this is a smaller size, it doesn't fit as much water, but I have to fill it up one time and it allows me to do all the top teeth. I can go around once or twice on the top with one filling. And then I fill it up again and I go around the bottom. So it's not like you have to fill it up every couple teeth. This is very compact. When it doesn't have water in it, you can reduce that. It fits perfectly in your luggage. It does come with a charging cable. I would say I charge this once a week, and I use this sucker 2-3 times a day because I have Invisalign. And I need to take the trays out and I eat and I've got to do, brush and floss my teeth before I put my trays back in every time. So if you're someone who's not into flossing, and I know a lot of people aren't, okay, and how do I know that? Because I used to be a hygienist for many years, and people are pretty honest, okay? They'll tell you, yeah, I'm not flossing. If you're not into that and you want something that's gonna maybe be a little bit easier for you, takes a little bit less time, but you will be amazed at how much you're seeing come out of in between your teeth in the sink, use this. Try this out, my friends. I love this, and I would much rather use this, even though I'm not saying this is superior over floss. It's pretty darn good. And if you know someone who has braces or Invisalign, that's great for people like that too, because it helps to clean out all the goo that's being stuck in between their teeth a lot faster. I would totally buy this again in a heartbeat. The next thing I want to show you, which has been a lifesaver lifesaver for real for my husband and I for many, many years is this back knobber. I know you guys are like, what the heck is that? What does it do? I'm telling you what, this is the old version because like I say, we've had it for years, and they have a new version of this on Amazon that's got many more little things sticking out of it to kind of get into places that this may not be able to reach in as well, but we still love it. When you have tension in your neck, in your shoulders, in your back, and you just have those knots that are hurting you, it's just uncomfortable, you're trying to stretch it out, this thing gets into those knots and helps you press on those areas to release the tension in the knots. We don't need this all the time, but when we do, we are so happy to have this tool around. I'm telling you what, for tension in any of those areas, this is the bomb diggity. This is the next item, and I've been seeing this all over the place and I've wanted one for a while. This is a new one for me. It is a travel makeup bag. It could be a jewelry bag, really, if you wanted, but I'm gonna use it for makeup. The thing I like about this is you can open it up and it lays flat so that everything you've got in there just kind of rolls open and you can kind of see it and sift through it a lot easier. It's got a separate front compartment that you could put your brushes in. It's an easy wipe fabric on the outside, and it's got a lot of pockets on the inside. I mean, for me, this is gonna fit all of my toiletries in there, my hairbrush, all of that stuff in one easy place. This is the next item I need to tell you guys about if you don't know what it is and you've never tried it before. Now, this is an old version because we've had it again for years. I love this thing. This takes the lint off of sweaters or your tops, or even off of your cushions on pillows or your couch. I love this thing. And this is so fun to use because when you are doing that material or that couch cushion or whatever, and you're seeing those little ballies coming off because this is taking it off, but not ruining your material at the same time, it's like so gratifying. When I was looking through the Amazon items, I saw a newer version of this, which does the same exact thing. So I'm gonna have the link for that one down below. But these are a game changer. It will really make your couch cushions, let's say, look refreshed and newer again. And of course, it's great for those sweaters and shirts that get that pilling on there. Easily takes that off, makes it look new again. The next item is something that would be perfect for you if you're looking for a little project. And it's something that doesn't take a lot of mind power. You could kind of sit and sip your coffee. It could be your kind of middle of the day, kind of more of a relaxing little activity to do. It is diamond art. Now, a while ago, I bought diamond art coasters, and I would just sit, and just, have some quiet time during the day. And it really is gratifying to sit there and have something to do while you're creating something at the same time. Loved the coasters, so now I got a big picture. When I finish, it's going to be a scene in Paris. Like I say, it's just something that gives you a little project to work on. Or maybe you have an elder parent that there's a lot of time that they're sitting around and they're not really doing much of anything. This could be a project that they can still be sitting, but it gives them something to do. It's great for kids, it's great for adults, really good for anyone. Then there are these nippies you can get on Amazon as well. You're like, okay, what is that? So when you have tops or dresses that really have a funky neckline, and you don't really want to wear a strapless bra, or maybe it's so funky you can't even wear a strapless bra, okay? It's one of those things. And you're like, what do I do? Well, they sell these little nipple covers, okay? And they are washable, they are reusable, they stick, and no, they don't rip your skin off when you go to take them off, which is great. And it just gives you that little coverage when you are wearing it with one of those tops that there's nothing else you can really do for it. I took this on my vacation when we went to Las Vegas, when I had a dress or two and a top that I couldn't wear any bra really with. I tried these and they worked so well. But I am gonna say, I'm not sure how well they'd work if you are a bigger person on top. I'm pretty small. And so I don't really need a lot of lift, and these aren't gonna do that. It's just gonna cover that area so that you can wear those tops without a worry. So I would definitely say for the average person or for somebody on the smaller side like myself, this would be a great option to try. Another thing I wanna let you guys know about, if you didn't catch it a couple of videos ago when I introduced it, I am offering a new opportunity on my channel for those who want to participate. It is an online fashion club where we are going to have a private, exclusive place where we can connect more, where we can have private coffee chats, where I'm gonna be posting a lot more behind the scenes stuff. You're gonna get early access to videos like Walmart videos with links in there, so it makes it way easier for you to get the colors and the sizes of the things you want. And you'll have an opportunity to be a part of the monthly Zoom calls, which are going to be live. We'll be able to communicate back and forth and see each other. It's going to be great. So how do you find out more information about this club? Okay, two ways. Either if you're watching from a desktop or a laptop, there's going to be a join button underneath this video. If you hit the join button, it's going to pop up with all the information that you can read about the different levels to the club and what's involved, and decide for yourself if you want to participate. If you're watching from a phone, I have no idea where the join button is on there. So I'm going to put a link for you to be able to check out the info on the club down in the comment section, and I'll pin it there. And just to let you know, if you're interested, we are going to have a live coffee chat tomorrow, so you can still get in and participate in that. I also just want to thank all the people that have signed up so far. I am so excited to have you on board. You're seeing their names scroll somewhere across the screen just to give them a little thank you shout out. All right, my friends, I hope I showed something today that inspired you to think, I need that in my cart. There were a lot of good ones that I was really excited to show you. So have fun shopping on Prime Day, and until next time, stay beautiful on the inside and out.